Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. The hell is a podcast?
All right, George, intro us.
No.
You want me to do it?
Welcome to the Blah Blah podcast.
Welcome to Blah Blah video cast.
Yes, everyone, this is a very special episode of Blah Blah podcast. In fact, it is a video cast. As you can see, we are live in person. This is the only show on the internet that will make you sick and tired of movies and entertainment. I am Jason Green, along with the producer, but he's also my friend. He's the producer, Sean Smith.
All right, I'm leaving.
Nope, that's it.
See you later.
Goodbye,
Sean.
He's acting like Gooby, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Oh!
Benny Pinella, BP, Beyond Pinella. What's going on?
Not much.
BP oil spill.
I get that. It's been like the reoccurring joke. The only thing that's spilled out of me... Well, we won't go there.
Is your Gooby?
It's my Gooby.
Magic Mike Dowling. Mike Dowling, you're back. It's been a long time coming.
I spent a lot of time coming.
Oh, man.
Oh, blimey.
Amen, brother. Amen.
And, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend himself, one of my personal friends, Mr. George Lucas. George,
Hi.
George, thank you for coming on
Yeah,
the show.
so thank you for inviting me.
Oh, I mean, this is your house.
Oh, yeah, it's part of the Skywalker Ranch here.
George, you have a beautiful house.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
But
it.
your kitchen is surprisingly small. I pictured it much bigger.
Well, it was only small because the amount of things that I have in my kitchen, buddy.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of cheese wheels.
You look
Yeah,
good, Joe. You look
yeah.
good. You look like you lost some weight. You're a lot bigger.
I lost a few pounds, yeah. A little
Okay.
bit. Got a few more to go. I lose a pound, I gain 3. So,
Okay.
it's kind of the constant struggle. It's kind of like the dark side versus the light side. So,
Yeah, dark side versus light side. Okay. George, what else you been up to? Any movies or anything like that?
Still working on Andre.
Andre, okay.
Trying to keep Brad Garrett on the project.
Okay.
Playing Andre the Giant. That's been challenging.
And just for anyone new who's tuning in, what's Andre?
Andre is a film about that's Super Bowl '84, where Andre the Giant pulled down his pants and started masturbating on stage.
It's gonna be
we were gonna have
biopic.
Brad Garrett play Andre the Giant, but he's threatening to quit. So
okay.
we're trying to.
What's
keep him on the movie.
what's going to be your approach to the movie? Because I'm interested in what like genre you're going to make it.
I'm gonna make it like a
thriller.
No, just like a drama biopic, kind of like Get On Up. I don't know if you saw Get On Up.
Oh, okay.
With Chadwick.
Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther.
Okay. I can only hope that you're going to shoot this in 3D. Yes.
Gonna
Especially
be
the ending.
putting some rocks, more rocks, than needed. But that's my vision. Gonna have Boba Fett in there somewhere.
Okay.
It's gonna be a good time. I'm looking forward to when we can make it.
All right. Well, George, we were in your basement because when we came over to hang out this morning, you wanted to watch a movie with us by the name of Gooby.
There's Chester Street, the best street in the whole world.
What are they going to be in?
Right here, my house.
Gooby. They're in Gooby?
Yeah. Yep.
A movie that we never heard of before, but you said it was one of your favorites.
Yeah. I didn't say it was one of my favorites, Jason. I said it was one of my least favorites.
Oh, I misheard that.
I bought it because I was concerned because the front kind of looks like a Wookiee on the front of the DVD cover. So I was kind of concerned that he was kind of ripping off my vision for Star Wars. Mm-hmm. So I watched. I wanted you guys to come see it with me.
Oh, okay. So let's see. We watched Gooby.
A Wookiee or an Ewok? Because he kind of looks like a combination of both.
Yeah, it's kind of this weird kind of hybrid.
Mm-hmm.
Almost like he was I think we agreed that he looked like the character from Spaceballs.
Yeah, he kind of looked like a barf.
Yeah, like Barf, yeah. So we watched the movie, and I am still processing my thoughts on that. So I say we go down the line. Sean, thanks for joining us. Sean?
I left my drink here.
Okay. Sean, now that you're back we have you, what did you think of Gooby?
It was very scary. First half of the movie, it's basically like a horror movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's kind of hard to follow. Like, things just happen for no reason. And then next thing you know, Gooby's gone.
It was very subtle in the
Gone
horror
Gooby.
part. Like there's the part at the end where he's looking at the girl while they're in the lumberyard. actual scene, and he's
Oh yeah.
Gooby's like standing halfway on the side of a wall.
He's looking at the girl and she's bored, and it's ironic that she's in a lumber yard when she's bored.
She's surrounded by
and she's
wood.
literally looking at a board too.
Yeah.
Was anyone else just terrified that this bear was going to molest this child at some point in the movie?
I thought it was implied that he already did.
Yeah, like I don't know what the deal was.
The movie is a G-rated movie.
Yeah, but you know, like,
But it's
G
Canadian
for
G.
Canadian. Oh, it's different. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's reversed, so it's like RR is their G. And
Well, they get away with a lot more there.
RNC-17.
I just want to know why Gooby's wearing my sweater or one of my shirts as a scarf.
You're
Did
right.
that piss you off a little bit?
Yeah, it kind of got me a little mad. I appreciate.
Is this
them
why
ripping
this is
off my
one of
stuff.
your least favorite movies, George?
That amongst other reasons. It had one of the worst characters ever in the form of Eugene Levy's character. It was just the
yes.
world's worst teacher. I don't know how he would get hired and
Well,
why he's following this boy around.
I don't, like in comparison to other teacher characters in movies, he just kind of was almost like a kitten compared to what you would believe is the world's worst teacher. He just kind of was a guy that was a nerd.
But he was a jackass
Yeah.
the whole time. Like,
I don't know if he was much a jackass as he just was weird.
Everywhere he was, the kid was.
he's talking about his book Flesherton Fish,
Yeah,
which sounds like an off-brand of tuna. Like,
Learn about fish today.
Sure we all recognize Flesherton Fish
Flashlight fish.
from the books of the same name. Flesherton Fish goes to market. Flesherton Fish beyond the sea. Flesherton and Ahab make
You
friends.
enjoyed that way too much.
What the fuck is going on?
You think he might have just been trying to capture Gooby to like use him as inspiration for a new series of children's books that actually might be worth something?
See, I
You
think
put
you're-
way too much thought into that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Someone
way more-
had to.
Definitely way
read the
more than this
Wikipedia
movie.
This
plot.
did.
movie took a lot of like, had a lot of homages to other things like
Homage.
Homages.
like
Really,
It ripped off a lot of
hold on,
stuff.
Really quick, I want
It's
to
like
address. I
poetry.
want to address the nerdlinger thing.
right.
What you said is right because I read the Wikipedia plot before watching this movie. It was implied that he was trying to capture Gooby to make a book franchise out of this.
No, implied.
But
Did you read the
whenever you
Wikipedia
try
book?
and imply something in a movie that you don't explain,
probably at
explain
least
it.
make some note of it.
mention that.
Do
He
something.
was gone Gooby. He
But-
was the amazing Amy.
Oh
So-
God, gone Gooby. All right, Sean's gone again. Gone Sean. But what I was saying was, there's a lot of scenes that reminded me of other like forms of entertainment, like with Mr. Nerdlinger, Eugene Levy's character, wanting Gooby, reminded me of Mr. Crocker from the Fairly Odd Parents, wanting the Fairy Godparents.
There was
that-
obviously the E.T.
Yep.
scene.
It's just 30 minutes of just a shot of their brain. Oh, here's the E.T. scene.
Again, scenes just don't end.
There's a nerdlinger.
Oh.
Oh,
there's E.T. There's the E.T. shot. We even ripped off the music.
She bit her lip.
Here we were, flying over traffic.
I turned her on saying a kid and a bear were flying. She's gonna go home and rub one
Turned
after
it
that
on
one.
too.
This was gonna cause trouble.
Yo.
He's just like, "I got a
sandwich. I got a sandwich.
The green light.
There was a straight out of E.T.
There was the
scene.
undertones of Ted.
Yeah.
Which kind of started out as a Mac and Me scene, though.
Yeah. So there was that too.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, what did you think of the movie?
Oh, God, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I tried to think of something funny to be like, oh. I mean, it seemed like this guy probably wanted to make low-budget horror movies. That's where a lot of the shots came from.
There was that weird monster shot in the beginning.
It's a fucking
It is. He's just a lost furry.
No, but I'm beyond that. Just like a lot of the way the camera moved and the way the scenes were paced. I mean, albeit terribly. It sort of seemed like he was trying to make a horror movie, but then they're like, "No, dude, you're making like Barney the Bear."
Yeah. Well, there was that one scene where the bully, who was Red Herring from A Pup Named Scooby Doo, was beating up on the kid. We don't find his name out until the very end, which is Willie.
I got all these
We
rifles.
forgot our kid again. Willie. Oh God.
Oh, his name's Willie.
You're right. He has a name. The whole time he was just a kid who looked like Adam Scott.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, so the Red Herring bullies beat.
Good luck, Adam Scott.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
Or Doyle rules.
What's in a bottle of water? It's red herring. So the red herring bully's beating him up in the movie theater it was like the halfway point in the movie, and Gooby gets in the way to defend the kid, and literally turns into a monster.
It's red herring.
He's a wiener.
Beat the shit out of him, Gooby.
Gooby just mauls him.
Good costume, mister. My uncle's got one just like it.
What?
Hey, he fucks me in it. Oh my god!
Sorry.
You right there, bud?
Just a bit fat.
Okay.
I just want to point out the weird use of wieners.
Yeah.
There's the red herring kid dressed up like a wiener.
Like a hot dog.
And then there's the scene where Gooby is eating like a box full of wieners and dumps them all on his head. It was very phallic.
It wasn't even a package of hot dogs, though. It was like a Tupperware container.
And if you noticed, on the front of the tub was a oddly penis-shaped hot dog.
There. You know, I never did this before.
It was very bizarre. I felt like there were a lot of sexual undertones to this.
There were dildos all over this movie.
Sean, I wish you came back in eating a hot dog as we were saying that.
You're just gonna scare him away.
Don't take it from my kitchen. That's why I don't talk to Jake Lloyd anymore.
But it reminds me of in The Shining, there was all the stuff about like, oh, there's Native Americans in this movie. You know what I mean? Like the Native American painting and all the stuff alluding to the Native Americans. Am I getting that right? There was like that fan theory or something. But anyway, in Gooby, there was just a ton of hot dogs everywhere. It's like,
It was the hot dog theory.
Yep. What could it mean? I don't know.
Hot
I
dogs,
gotta go.
and I feel like Gooby was sponsored by Quaker.
That, yeah.
Oh, very much so.
Gooby, what are you doing?
Shopping.
Well, let's talk
Quaker
about that.
cereal. When they go into the store, everything's Quaker.
Yeah, there were all the Quaker Oats. That and like there was a lot of Arm & Hammer products, so I'm guessing they're from the same company.
Yep.
Yeah, let's talk about that grocery store scene real quick, because when Gooby...
Is that the scene, or is it just kind of the entire movie is like one scene?
No, the entire movie is no scenes, because the scenes don't end.
It's just
But we'll
starts. Starts, and then it just keeps going, and then it drops you off, and you're supposed to care.
Yeah, but there was the one scene within the grocery store, and Gooby's just being Gooby, being a weirdo, and he goes to like get cereal or something like that, but he grabs the cat food,
Which was placed in between oatmeal and pancake
yeah.
mix.
Who the fuck?
Yep.
Does, I mean, this was
That's just put your food wherever. It doesn't matter where it is, as long as you have your food.
so you're for the cat food.
I'm okay with that. Like,
The lack of the cat food aisle, and you just place it in the
I
breakfast
just
aisle.
kind of put cat food in the back of my kitchen. It's not for my cats. It's for me.
George,
Oh, okay.
do you put your cold cuts right next to like your cat food?
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you ever get them mixed up?
Occasionally, but it's just like mixing my mail into my sandwich. Just eat it.
Yeah,
Why
that's
waste
not-
the
Good
food?
for you. It's,
Mm.
cat food's not supposed to be consumed by humans.
Well,
the Gooby ate it, so why can't humans eat it?
well, Benny, what did you think of this movie in a nutshell?
What did I think of this movie? I thought that this is what happens when you're given. I think the budget was $6 million, and say $6 million. Come
on.
And you're told, hey, listen, make a movie for children, but you hire someone that has experience in horror movies, and you kind of put together a cast that doesn't really have anything to do with each other. Like Eugene Levy played an irrelevant role, fresh off Al
Pacino.
American Pie.
American Pie
New
movie.
York Minute starring the Olsen twins.
Oh yeah.
What was that movie?
Yeah, that was his favorite
movie.
movie.
You put Matt Knight in it, who comes off 2 Grudge movies.
Yeah, the kid from The Grudge.
You put
The casting director held a grudge
Jag.
against him for this.
The dad was in Jag, and from what I also remember, the mom was in a Canadian show called Living in Your Car.
Dad was a jag off.
Yeah.
The dad looked like a weird cross between the janitor from Scrubs and Jason Bateman.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
And the main kid, who's the kid from The Grudge, looked like Adam Scott.
Or Coconut Head
Then
from
there were-
Ned's Declassified School Survival
Like
Guide.
this movie also oddly reminded me, and I know we do it all the time on this podcast.
And
but
Gooby is Hagrid. Sorry.
yeah, Gooby is played by Robbie Coltrane, who's Hagrid, and his accent is
And Soylent Green is
strangely
people.
It's strangely like Hagrid's. I think this movie oddly reminded me, and I don't want to bring it up again, but 50 Shades of Grey, where they introduce Jose and they just kind of never mention him again.
The whole movie reminded you of Jose from 50 Shades of Grey.
Because they kept doing that. They kept like introducing characters and you wouldn't see them again. They introduced the supposed villain, which was this kid's imaginary friend or whatever, or his imaginary creature that was after him.
Two ultra-bearing dinosaurs are.
Rad Rom.
Would it be better I was thinking that earlier.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Jared Fogle, no.
You know what's amazing? They couldn't pan down that scene because it was covered in facial hair.
True.
After shaving.
Yeah, the hair falling. It's just gonna be his mom behind there with some weird back rub thing.
It's the neighbor. It's
No.
John Cena.
It's gonna be just a cactus.
It's not gonna be anything.
What a tease!
Now his mouth is filled with toothpaste too.
And you never saw
the monster that
what
he
is
drew.
so wrong with introducing a character and then not showing him again? The Death Sticks guy from episode 2. We never saw him again. It's okay. That was a fun scene.
Aren't you supposed to address? Aren't you supposed to address that?
Well, not necessarily all the time.
If you put a character in a movie and he's supposed to play a major-ish role.
Well, you never saw Sebulba again after the Pirates were gone, so who cares? Sebulba served his purpose.
What about Darth Maul? People say he got killed too early.
Well, he had his whole arc, He completed the arc, the villain's journey,
Okay.
The villain's journey of being introduced 20 minutes into a movie and killed 20 minutes after he's introduced.
Who, Darth Maul?
Yeah.
He dies at the end of the movie, you jackass.
It's not even close to the end of the movie.
I just want to point out at the beginning of the movie, they mention how he's seeing imaginary creatures, or at least imaginary things.
Called the Goonies or some shit.
Whatever it is.
Hoodies. The
Hoodies.
Hoodies.
The biggest threat these days are blue, they have 2 heads, and they're not from this planet. I call them Hoonies. The way I figure it, though, as long as I'm in my safe place, they can't get me.
2-headed thing that is purple thing that is just following him all the time.
Yeah.
And then it's never explained.
Oh, God.
It's Gooby just walking.
What the fuck?
What an amazing CGI.
And then Gooby shows up and we're to expect that he's real?
The nanny?
Yeah.
What happened to the nanny?
She was probably imaginary too.
Dead? What happened to the teacher that was pregnant?
We never see the pink thing, purple thing ever.
What about Discount Wallace Shawn that lived next door?
Yeah. He's dead. Well, that's a good segue into what I thought of the movie, because I felt like, first of all, I thought this movie was just extremely bland and uninteresting. It wasn't like bad or anything like that. I've seen worse.
It was harmless.
It was harmless, but just stupid. Anyway, but I felt like so there were so many portions in this movie that felt like people were starting to snowball a story and then cut it, and they would start to snowball another story and cut it. It was like the writer's room. People were just like, all right, we're going to do this. Nah, scrap that, but leave the first part.
Kind of like how they end up in a construction site for no reason.
And then it ends.
And then
let's not forget the one guy saw him.
Yeah, and then
the one construction worker saw him.
And then they just blow it off.
Jared Leto, who apparently was working at a construction yard before.
Well, time out.
Yeah.
Not even that, but in order to explain to you how they got to the construction zone, they randomly cut in the kid narrating the entire thing.
Well, not only that, the kid gets hit in the head with a soccer ball, but he's trying to save his friend,
Yeah,
who
they never
we
mentioned
never
that
established to be his friend.
And
other than the
O.J.
fact
Simpson
that-
was just walking around the background.
Yeah, what the hell was up with that guy?
Soccer wearing jeans?
O.J. Simpson, get out of here. You leave these kids alone. Like 8 times I saw him. Like,
I guess
that's why the kid had an accident. OJ went up and stabbed him.
So the school calls the house, and that's what triggers Gooby
to go get him. But he thinks for some reason that the dad, who also gets a phone call from the same house, which where was he? He's getting a call to go to the construction site, so he just assumes, like we all would, that he's going to go get the son, but he doesn't.
And then the kid has to narrate that.
And then the kid in the very next scene comes back and is completely fine, shows no signs of a head injury,
Yeah,
even though the nurse called saying he has a head injury.
And well, school nurses, but I mean, the kid. They show a scene of the kid taking one for the team, literally, like his friend while they're playing soccer gets a soccer ball kicked at his head, and then he jumps in front of it like he's the bodyguard for a president. And it's
has plenny of time to get out of the way as well.
Yes, more than enough time. Dumbest thing ever.
I want to ask something. Is it logical to have a narrator in a movie when it's not? It's not in past tense. It's kind of weird to have the kid narrate, but you don't see what ends up happening to the kid.
Well, I feel like they needed a narrator because nothing that happened in the movie
sense.
made sense. So the kid kind of got us from A to B, even though A and B didn't make sense in the first place. So they added C.
But there's no point for the kid to
C
be there.
explains a little bit, but then we're left with D.
Yeah.
And by D, I mean Dick.
So I wrote down a bunch of things I saw as the movie was going.
Gooby.
I'll read them. and then we will comment
Half are
on
just
them.
gonna be the credits.
So, first thing, kid draws too much. I kind of
Only
wrote
drew
that
like
a little.
once in the movie.
I wrote that a little prematurely.
Actually, I think Gooby drew more than the kid did.
Too much drawing. 9 out of 10.
Just show what the characters are feeling. You don't have to have them draw what they're feeling.
Yeah.
Just tell them I am
Like
so in
Sam.
love with you. No, I am so in love with you. So love is blinded you. Like just it's okay. Just they're telling how they're feeling. You're letting the characters grow. You're letting them move around.
Is that where this whole the whole sand line came in?
Yeah, it's how he felt about sand. A couple lines. You just don't have to. He wasn't drawing a picture of sand. He just talked about it.
Yeah, I'm with you, George. So, kid looks like young Adam Scott. We already established that. Nanny didn't notice. Now, the nanny, I think it was Benny. You said you thought the nanny was going to become the villain.
Yep.
There was a few scenes where Gooby was upstairs in the kid's bedroom making more noise than anyone
and you could
ignore.
clearly tell that it wasn't the kid, and you could clearly tell that someone else was upstairs with the kid, but the nanny
Didn't know. She was asleep. She was on,
not even that, didn't care.
Yeah. She's
Even
like,
the parents, they heard the same noises.
Yeah, when they were eating
the
Chinese food.
the grocery store thing where the mom just sees the kid getting abducted by a bear and then leaves the store without his mom.
The fact that Gooby
and then
gets
just ends up home and the mom never is addressed that, oh, my kid's fine.
The fact that Gooby gets into the store unnoticed just by wearing sunglasses. And then,
But it was Halloween.
No, it wasn't Halloween.
Not yet.
Not
Not
It
yet.
was Halloween the next scene.
It was
well,
close
no,
to
it wasn't his
Halloween.
next scene. It was just the same
we
scene.
don't know
run
how
on.
much time passes in this entire movie. Like, this movie could have taken place within a year, and we wouldn't know.
I got here bear farts. The part where, where he's eating
That was
wieners. He bear farts. But Gooby jerks it. Kind of looks like he's jerking it when he's watching TV and he wipes his hand. When the camera pans up from behind the TV.
Beat off here.
Oh, he is. Oh. This is weird material.
Fred Astaire. Oh.
You see him go.
Porno mag.
He just picks up a hustler. He starts beating off to his kids' drawings. He starts beating off onto the kids' drawings and hangs them back up. He's like,
So,
Will, look at this. It's a card. It's all over it, Gooby. Oh, it's my semen.
I also have here that weird day for night shot we were talking about where it was supposedly nighttime. The kid was sleeping, talking to Gooby through a two-way radio while Gooby was sleeping in the other room.
No attempt at any
was
sort of
clearly daytime.
continuity.
Like the way the light was coming into the room in the dark.
Is that a
room.
continuity issue or is it a lighting issue?
Well, it's continuity with the story. Because
It's supposed to be nighttime.
it's supposed to be clearly nighttime. They're both trying to sleep, but it's daytime.
The continuity. The guys.
George,
the guys,
are you okay?
Oh.
George?
You right there, bud?
Yeah, it's fall asleep. No. My stomach's pretty soft,
Oh,
it's
okay.
easy to fall asleep on if I throw my head on it.
He could be the
Dreaming of
cushion.
anything? Were you dreaming of what? Okay, George. What would your version of Star Wars 7 be?
That came out of nowhere.
Oh, it could be a dream.
Obviously,
Would Gooby be in it?
replace
Gooby would not be in it.
Chewie with
Not
Gooby.
be in it.
But Gubaka would.
Now, I heard some interesting news from a friend of mine, M. Night Shyamalan. He said that he really wanted to direct Star Wars 7. And he's very upset with J.J. Abrams. Now, he has the utmost respect for you, but he's not like J.J.
M. Night's a good director. I liked Lady in the Water very much.
You two don't get along very well, do you?
I respect his work, but
Because we had him on the last episode. It didn't pan out very well.
yeah, I didn't appreciate that. The fact that you guys brought on, and I mentioned this to you several times since, I didn't appreciate you guys bringing on another director. So thank you for not bringing him here.
It was either have M. Night on the show or Evan Moore. So we had to choose.
Okay. Now clear things up.
Okay. Well, anyway, as I was saying, I think I was here. That day for night shot. That was just poorly done. I also have written down that 1 2-second scene, but it was like it's really stuck in my mind where they're running through the grocery store and he pulls the kid and the kid's flying through the air.
Oh yeah, he basically
yeah.
and remember
so cartoony looking.
How many times do you think the guy in the suit like fell over?
Holy
What
shit!
the hell? What? He's shopping there with his mom. His mom sees him being abducted by this hairy man and does nothing but just
Whatever.
And then they're running through the store, and eventually, well, seems like no one's in the store. Then eventually, some old store clerk finds them, and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" And only sees the kid in the mess on the floor.
And then the hairy
But then you see
hand
the hand come out and he
Hairy
abducts
hand.
him.
They'll never take us alive.
Oh. Where'd they go?
Now, all that dude saw was a kid get abducted.
Oh well. He hasn't reported it.
He's like, fuck him.
George, if you could put a Gungan anywhere in this movie, where would it be?
You'd be following O.J. Simpson around there.
Keep tabs on him.
Keeping tabs, making sure the white glove fits.
If the white glove fits.
Every time OJ pulls out a knife, he takes it from him.
Yeah.
Me says no.
So I wrote down here, I think we mentioned Scary Face Gooby in the movie theater.
Oh,
Yes.
boy.
Terrifying shot.
Mike, scary face Gooby.
Well, it was nice to see the creature at least show some type of emotion for once.
I thought it was bizarre for them to address Gooby as the kid's like dad, and then for the costume's face to change.
The whole point was to address him as a dad so that they could get into the R-rated
Right,
movie,
yep.
Yeah.
which apparently is the most violent movie ever.
Alright, Gooby's pretty cool. Next scene, he's buying them alcohol.
Alcohol and Porto mags at the Chinese
Alcohol
shop.
and weed. Gooby's doing the popcorn trick.
Well, that's the one good point we should bring up is that Gooby got those underage kids into an R-rated movie.
He broke the law.
He broke the law. Next thing you know, like I said, he's going to be buying them beer.
He
Porno
abducts
mags.
children. He eyes up little girls.
He was eyeing up that girl in the lumberyard.
He goes on to construction
scares
sites without a permit.
He does, dude, Gooby's just a recluse.
He steals food.
He goes on to a construction yard without a hard hat.
He causes
he lives
damage.
dangerously.
Home
does.
invasions.
Home invasion.
Causes damage to property. Trespasses on school property.
He probably took a dump in the back somewhere.
He scarred the bully kid. He probably scarred him for life.
Is a
with his-
The
predator.
kid went home and killed himself. And
we don't know.
He
if
probably
molested
killed the nanny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
he probably killed the nanny. You're right.
probably why we don't see her again.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I want Gooby to have a
Hard
threesome
Knocks
with us.
Jaguars.
Baby, I want you to fuck Gooby in front of me.
I'm into that.
My big furry friend.
Look at her butt.
using the Lord Saving Grain.
It's so.
There just needed to be a zipper noise before that.
Oh my god.
George,
I probably would.
if you could reshoot this movie, what would you put in?
I put in
More meat.
the scene where they're running around the corner and they see Mr. Nerdlinger with the camera. I put like 10 more stormtroopers there.
10 more?
Yeah, you know, 10.
There weren't any in the first
Well,
place.
that's what it needs. Missing stormtroopers.
Oh, okay.
Probably would have put in the when they're hiding the leaves pile, a few more rocks there to really show how hard they're hiding.
Kind of like the scene where R2-D2's behind the rock.
Yeah, kind of,
Okay.
pretty much. Yeah. I think the scene where I don't want to promote injury to children. I wouldn't promote injury to children. So I'd have a scene where the soccer ball is falling towards the kid, and I would just have his head kind of go like this when the soccer ball is it's going down on him. So that's what I would change, Rennie.
Because the kid kicked first.
Yeah, he did kick first.
Oh my god.
Thanks, George.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Oh, George, you're a riot.
I think he's serious.
Oh God.
George would.
I'm just laughing because, it's my mission. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go read a Gooby.
You're gonna buy the Gooby property?
No one probably owns the copyright anywhere anyway.
Oh God!
I'm curious because this movie was the first time that I've ever seen meat kept in a container.
Yeah.
Like pounds and pounds of hot dogs and meat kept in a container.
It's a smart move on that family's part,
Would you have you done that?
Repeatedly, yes.
Oh.
Can I like make a point here? Is that the movie's budget was $6 million?
$6 million?
I feel like 5 of that just went to food.
Well, clearly the animatronic doll of Gooby had to be a little expensive. I mean, the mouth didn't really move very well.
The eyebrows.
The eyes didn't
I don't
really
think
move.
I don't think it was the entire. It was just the head.
soul.
I think the head was just slightly animatronic.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I will say though, Gooby was definitely battling Eugene Levy for weirdest eyebrows.
Dude, Mike made a good point. I think it was you, Mike, saying Eugene Levy was slowly turning into Wolverine.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
What's a child wrangler? See, that's a credit.
It was in the credits.
We were gonna get to the
Yes, it
credits in a
was.
second.
Child wranglers.
And Frank Morrison.
Just beat the kids with a 2x4. Do they have like a? Is that like they tie like a rope around the kid's neck and drag him to the trailer? Like
How
when
many
the scene's
children were
over?
in this movie, though?
Not
Well,
that
you
many.
figure they had to go in the
Well,
playground.
they had the classroom.
Not that many young kids. Like these kids, like they were supposed to be like middle school, maybe like
Are you
6th
sure?
grade. These kids look like they were old enough to be like in high school.
No, only the main kid. The main kid looked, and the bully. They were the only two that looked like they were out of place as far as age goes. Everyone else looked really young. The kid that talked to him on the bench in the beginning, telling him stay away from the bully, he looked like he was 6
elementary
years
school.
old. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Stay away from the bully. He's bad."
Well, I made the point that they were probably shaving the Matt Knight between shots because he just looked. He looked like he was in like the middle of high school. He looks like he would like leave the set, get in his car, and drive away. Like.
Now, the child wranglers, do you think they put all the kids in the classroom scenes against their will? That was their job?
They looked like it. Because remember, like they were looking like they just looked like they were so out of place because they were like, look all the way over here.
If
when
any
the
of you,
guy's right here.
if any of you don't move, OJ's gonna come in and he's gonna.
That's
why
why.
he's on this set.
That's why OJ was there.
He was a child wrangler.
Yeah, he was under a pseudonym.
Now, George,
Juice.
if you could redo that classroom scene, would you have them all wear those blaster helmets practicing with the lightsabers?
I would,
Okay.
throwing child safety.
And would you have Anakin walking around in case they,
He probably would have hired Jake Lloyd for the lead role.
Not right now because we're still not on speaking terms.
Well, at the time.
At the time,
because this
yeah.
was made in what 2007,
2007, 8. Well, Jake Lloyd was, going through puberty probably at the time.
Well, so was this kid.
Yeah, that's true.
Where would Harrison Ford
unprofessional.
be in this movie?
He would have been the Eugene Levy.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I probably would have casted Harrison Ford as
The dad?
no, probably the
The next door neighbor.
no
That truck driver who was eating the sandwich.
Because Han
No,
Solo
not him.
palled around with Chewbacca.
I think I would have made Harrison Ford the boy.
The boy,
Oh.
okay.
Because then it's the whole Chewbacca. Han
Well,
Solo
for a
thing.
while, Eugene Levy didn't show up. We thought he
I
was
think-
going to be one
well,
of the kids
I think Harrison
in school.
Ford, I think Harrison Ford as the lead would look a lot younger than Matt Knight because Matt Knight's character literally looked like he was in high school.
At least you could do like with Harrison Ford, like a whole Rodney Dangerfield thing, like in Back to School. Like,
Yeah, you're right.
you could have done that. So.
I'd watch the hell out of that. Be more entertaining than Gooby.
At least that would have a story plot to it.
Yeah,
A story
one-
plot.
This one was just kind of
like
I don't know.
Try to summarize this movie in 2 sentences.
a kid has
Extremely
a bear.
oh, 2 sentences, not words.
A kid gets bear. A bear leaves.
I'm going to say unsatisfying, extremely dull, and a little terrifying.
Those were 3 sentences, but okay.
Shut up. Those are like 6 words. 1 sentence.
The bear changes the boy's life and abandons him just like how his father pretty much abandoned him in the beginning of the movie for something else. So
That was very insightful, George.
That was very insightful, George.
What else would you add?
Gungans.
yeah, Gungans would be Would be nice.
If you could recast Eugene Levy's character with any Star Wars character.
Ian McDiarmid.
Oh, who was that?
Palpatine.
Palpatine.
Gooby and Misa's gonna go place.
Jar Jar would be the bear, right?
Yeah, Jar Jar. I love Jar Jar just like how I love Goofy. I love Goofy. Who do you know the inspiration for Jar Jar Binks? So
Goofy.
probably would have Jar Jar or Goofy.
A lot of people said Jar Jar has a lot of racial undertones.
Well, we spoke about this constantly, and that wasn't intentional. No? People are looking too much into things.
George, the part in episode
That's
1.
the end of that.
George, the part in episode 1 where Jar Jar steps in the poopy. Did that have any significance?
Yeah. You see, poop is the bodily fluid of 1,000 faces. So having Jar Jar step in it, it's just for people to relate to things more. Because everyone stepped in their fair share of animal poop. So
That's true.
I want people to relate to Jar Jar Binks.
Thank you, George.
Okay.
All right, in closing thoughts, gentlemen. Gooby was terrifying.
Well, Mike, you didn't summarize it in 2 sentences.
A child at first reluctantly accepts a bear, and then reluctantly abandons the bear.
Metaphor for life, ladies and
Sean?
gentlemen.
I hate you all. Fuck my life.
Oh, we love you too.
Fair enough.
George, thank you for letting us use your house.
Yeah, of course.
And eat your food.
You guys are welcome anytime, as long as
Are
I'm
we-
getting the food and giving you the approval of
Okay.
food eating.
So we're allowed in the kitchen?
No, I mean, I still have to get you your food.
Oh.
I'm not
Okay.
going to let you just raid my kitchen.
Oh.
George, do you want to go play some Star Wars Connect?
I would love to play some Star Wars Connect as Fenella. What's it? Fenella?
Vanilla Drews?
Fenella Drews. Yeah.
Yeah, main character.
Yep. She was actually going to be in my draft for episode 7.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
All right, well, I am Jason Green. This has been a not a numbered episode of Blah Blah Podcast.
25.
25. Okay, sure, whatever. You can follow me on Twitter at jgreen89.
You caught me there.
No, I was going to say, does this count as a numbered episode? All right.
Damn right it does.
You're goddamn right. I am the cushion.
Slut.
You can follow me on Twitter at jgreen89. You can follow George at Georgie Porgy.
I got removed from Twitter.
Oh, how come?
I meant to snap a shot of my penis to my wife, but I accidentally put it on Twitter. So,
But Twitter allows for that stuff.
I don't know why they
Not
removed
this
me. I say it's discrimination.
George, you should have digitally moved it like you moved Han Solo's head.
Yeah, like what I'm going to do with the kid's head when I go into Gooby and re-edit it.
I'm surprised they didn't have to zoom in.
Like for my penis. I held the camera really close.
You must have a great zoom on it.
He's saying you have a small dick, George. You
No,
gonna take
I'm
that
just saying
thing
it's
down?
hard to find.
Well, I mean, I'm not
Exactly.
going to deny that it's hard to find. I'm just
Do you have trouble going to the bathroom, George?
sometimes I go in myself and I don't appreciate it.
Okay.
I wish there was a way to just stop that from happening, whether it's like some sort of tube or something, or if I have to use a.
Jason, does your company sell something like that?
Catheters? No.
But I bear with it.
Mm-hmm. Bear, Gooby.
Gooby with it.
Actually, I have one more question for you. The film's Gooby is directed by Wilson Cooney Bear.
Wait, is it really Cooney Bear?
His
Cooney
name's
Bear.
yeah.
Coney, is it Coney,
Coney
Bear? Or
Bear.
Cooney Bear?
Coney
I think
Bear.
it's Coney Bear.
Would you ever let him touch any Star Wars?
I don't think he's alive.
Wilson Coney Bear? I don't think I would let him touch Star Wars.
Let alone view Star Wars.
I would probably use his name though as a character. Like as a Jedi character, like from Mon Calamari. You know where Admiral Akbar's from.
Calamari? Is that really the planet he's
That's the
from?
name of the planet. Yeah.
What?
You don't
All
know?
right, we're
George,
done.
you've named a lot of planets after food.
Yeah, Mon Calamari.
I mean, that's why.
Coruscant.
Coruscant. Yeah. They removed a few of them. They removed Bagel Town. They removed Panini Palace.
Panini Palace? Is that the trade ship in episode 1 looked like a half-eaten donut? Was that your doing?
Yeah. Well, the model was a donut, and I ate some of it on set.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good night.
I was gonna read the traffic report.
Gooby.
We'll return.
will return.
Is there a Gooby too?
Gooby kills.
Oh.
Again, in space.
In a night